welcome to the KC Stars, where we talk to people in the local film community. And this is our 100th show. And I actually am going to read an introduction and then leave him a few scraps to tell.
Well,
Uh,
well, well, you know, I just want to point out the coincidence. This is my 100th birthday as well.
yeah, actually, yeah, it looks like it might be. Um, so Jack McCord told me he's an actor, director, producer, but he's actually a lot more than that. He's been acting since he was four. He was in Starlight Theater with Christian Slater, among others, as a teenager. He directed his first play in the state of Washington in 1985. He, in the military, did plays in multiple nations. He returned to Kansas City in 1995. He's done multiple plays with the City Theater of Independence, where he's held the office of president multiple times. He's also been a director and actor somewhere around probably before 2016, but in 2016 he started doing films, probably before, but that's his first IMBD. He's done multiple films and also had multiple lead roles. The one that stands out to me is Final Caller. You did an exceptional job in that.
Well,
Now,
thank you.
now
Thank
the
you.
scraps that are left, tell me what else. What did I leave off?
The uh, multiple roles, or excuse me, multiple jobs that I've held, just numerous. As far as film, I did begin around 2015 as far as movies go. Um, I was a television news reporter for the Army, the U.S. Army, and did numerous things. I covered the '88 Seoul Olympics for NBC and shot a Bob Hope special and did all that fun stuff. That was, and then I got out of the video because I couldn't really make a living at it. I was doing a bunch of freelance, but it was all willy-nilly and not a solid schedule, so difficult to pay the bills that way. So I did all kinds of other things, and I was I was doing stage mostly, but at work I teach airplane mechanics for a living, um, and they had put me on a night shift, and I wasn't able to make rehearsals anymore. So I was kind of bummed out because I like performing and perform doing all the various things. In fact, I just Thursday got drafted into running lights and sound for a show. So
Okay, good.
it's just never ending. But I wasn't able to make the rehearsals, and I happened to be on online on Facebook or something, and I saw this ad looking for someone that could memorize lines quickly, and I answered it, and Amanda Payton, um, Todd Sheets' producer, had put that up, and apparently a person had dropped out of a short video they were making. I think it ran about 30 minutes. It was called Playing Chess, and I mean it was a really neat film. It's unlike his other stuff. It is not a horror movie. It's not a blood splatter. It's more cerebral. It deals with a man playing chess in the park with a little girl, and in the end, it turns out the little girl is death, and he's playing for his life. And I won't give all the details away, but that's pretty much the gist of it. It's available on Vimeo, It's called playing chess. But I had gotten the script and memorized it in like a day and a half.
Mhm.
And they're the only, well, there's three characters in it, but they're the two main roles. And it's basically every other line is mine for 30 to 40 minutes.
Wow.
And I had years ago, when I was about 21, 22, no, I was younger than that. I was about 20. I was assistant directing The King and I, and my roommate at the time, he got sent to work on an airplane in Denver that had gone down, and he was sent to repair it. And he was all excited because he's from Denver. But then I told him it's opening night, and he was playing the king in The King and I. And he told me, he took off out the door and told me, tell the director I already left. So I told her, and she was like, well, you're his roommate. You've heard him going over the lines. You're assistant director. You play the part tonight. So after working the midnight shift, I stayed up for 12 hours memorizing the part, uh, went on stage, performed it, went downstairs, had in the dressing room and had heart palpitations, and then went back to work.
Wow.
So I knew I could memorize quickly, but that was at the time, what, 30 years earlier or something like that. And
Now you're 87, correct? Is that right?
yes, yes.
87.
No,
Just
I'll
2 years
I'll
older than my
actually,
father.
I'm 62. I can legally retire, but
Okay.
I won't.
Yeah, 62. Okay, you're only 5 years older than me, so
Okay.
we're just kids. We're just a couple kids.
Yes.
Uh, Tell me about like your Kansas City film connection. I saw you. I looked at your IMDb,
Yes.
and I saw you were in Below the Fold, which I saw. I know it was filmed in St. Joe. I know multiple people in it.
Mhm.
I didn't know you at the time when I first watched it, but yeah, so you were in it as well. And then I saw you were in, I want to say Friday the 13th or something, like one of these scary movie
Yeah,
franchises.
that was out of New York. It was a fan film, and it it was kind of upsetting to me. Um, Apparently miscommunication and all that. But I had gone online, and it's the only time I've done that. I actually donated money to play a part. It was on one of those, you know, where they do the film, the money raising,
Yeah, yeah.
and I just can't think of one of them right now.
Fundraising.
Yeah,
Fundraising.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I did that, and I got to talking with the gentleman, and I ended up writing. I was going to play a newscaster, which was a stretch for me, being a former newscaster.
Yeah.
And so I got with Ricky Williams, and he and I went out and shot this whole scene out at Lake Jacomo to be the Camp Crystal Lake background. And I edited it together and sent it off to him. And he was like, I love it. I love it. And I've got some ideas for you to do some more scenes. And I was like, okay, great. And then all of a sudden the movie comes out. Ricky's nowhere in it, not even listed in the cast. And my part is a little clip in a miniature window as the credits roll. And it was like, maybe 1/10 of what we had done,
That's
or what
painful. And
was,
I do remember you talking about this, but I didn't know it was that same
and it,
movie I just brought up. So I
oh, it
apologize.
upset me. It upset me. And I was just like, because we put in all the work
Yeah.
on it, you know, if he didn't want that, he could have told me right off the bat. But anyway,
Things get cut. It's
it's the
unfortunate.
past. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and things get cut.
I want to ask you about some pictures. If you've seen the show, this is part, and the pictures they kind of formatted a little different. But tell
Yeah,
me, what is this?
that's a bloody fool. He's a bloody fool. He's a bloody fool, he is. Um, that is in the lobby of the City Theater of Independence storage building. And what we were doing, it's in between takes on Final Caller. I play a serial killer, and Dylan there is one of my victims. Um, and I was covered in blood and half nude, the upper half. You're
Yeah.
welcome. You're welcome. And that was just in between takes. Dylan was taking some selfies, so
You
she
did a
was
great
already
job in that,
bloody.
by the way.
Thank you. It was a challenge. That was an interesting film because we shot that during COVID. Excuse me. We shot that during COVID, and the lead that we had playing the disc jockey, it's a call-in show, and I as the serial killer call in,
Hmm.
and the gentleman that was playing the DJ was also played the lead in Clownado. He was the head clown, but for some reason during the COVID, he had to drop out on us. And Doug, who was actually playing the part of the uh, studio manager, stepped in, and it was a complete reversal. I had been, loud and everything, and then Doug came in, and he was not as subtle as John was. And Doug's pretty big when he's on screen. He gets rather loud, and so I had to totally counter my character and
Hmm.
make my character the complete opposite. I had to make him calm and serene to contrast with Doug.
I love
And
your experience that you have to do that, like to make the movie quality. You got to change your idea. I just love that. That's wonderful.
right, right. I mean, if you got two people yelling at each other the whole time, uh, 5 minutes of that, and I'm walking out the door.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome. I'm going to ask you about Clownado.
Clownado. What a crazy concept.
It's hilarious.
I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, I played the sheriff in there, and it was uh, it was interesting. My part was a lot larger, but my good buddy Antoine made sure that most of my stuff wound up on the cutting room floor.
Why do you
I
say
love
that?
I love Antoine. I'm teasing him. Uh, no, it was the Todd. I said, why is all my stuff missing? I said, I worked hard on that. And he goes, Oh, Antoine was in the background the whole time messing with his wig. And the Antoine did the Black Elvis, and
Oh my goodness.
he was messing around in the background. And he's like, I had to cut it all, and I'm like, oh man.
Isn't that
So
amazing? Well, it's
so
amazing.
I give Antoine crap over that all the time.
Well, that makes sense. Look at the Bone Hill Road, and this movie was everywhere. And by the way, this is probably the favorite movie I have seen of the Todd Sheets movies since I have watched. I don't know.
Oh,
I've watched a lot of
great.
Todd Sheets movies.
Yeah, yeah,
This one was really
great.
good.
It was all shot on a farmhouse out east, and there was a lady, I forget where Todd knew her from, but she donated her house for the filming, and I wasn't in this one.
Yeah,
I
that's why
was
it was so good.
You kid, right?
No, I'm kidding. I am
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, it's on your IMDb or on stuff. I thought it was you were in it.
Well, I did a RJ, and I do a lot of the production stuff. I usually am finding locations because
Gotcha.
I'm pretty good at that. But this one, I was kind of a gopher. I did a little bit of everything on this. Um, when we weren't on set, there was a separate garage, and I would sit out there, and I would talk with Gary Kent, who was the Hollywood stuntman. He played the grandfather in there, or the dad, and depending on whose role you're looking at. But we sat out there, and he used to double for Jack Nicholson, and
Wow.
of course Jack's one of my faves. So we sat out there and talked about Jack Nicholson for hours on end.
You're
Uh,
and just to bring it back because I wasn't trying to play it off. It was on your IMDb, but the like my opinion, Final Caller and Wolf Moon Rising are your best performances I've seen on film.
oh,
Bone Hill Road, I would say this Doug Epps shines in this one.
yes. Oh,
That's
yes, he's definitely there. Wow, there's a throwback.
there we are. Look, there's this is a young man right here. Tell me about
Mhm.
what this is.
This was, oh, I'm trying to think of the name of the show. I think it was Catch Me If You Can. Um, I may be wrong, but let's see. I was actually a detective in this one.
Okay.
That's let's see, Jackie Coombs in the middle. On the left, sitting on the arm, is, oh, she's gonna kill me. Trying to remember. I haven't
Just
seen
a
her in
attractive lady who I don't know.
Yes,
And
I
then
haven't seen her. No, she was a great friend. I haven't seen her in about 10 years though. And Brad Wright behind her, he passed away. So yeah,
this has been
it's
years ago.
yes, yes. This is probably 20 plus years ago.
Well, you
Yeah.
have a quite a history. All right, tell me about this. What's this?
This was in Hollywood, and it was for Dreaming Purple Neon. We did a red carpet showing there. Uh, there's Antoine. Now you know why he needs a wig to mess with.
He's not, he
Nice.
doesn't have a lot of hair. I'm embarrassed when I see men like that.
Yes, we went there and did that. And my tie, I love that tie. It's got the I play a like a satanic priest in there, and it has the uh, symbol for sulfur repeated on it
Oh,
over and over. So, uh, I thought that was pretty neat. And
And how long
my
ago was
Trejos,
this?
this was 2015,
I'm just
14,
looking because
somewhere in there.
I can just recognize a few people in the picture. A lot of the others I've never met. I've only been in the last couple
Right,
projects,
right,
but
right. And we love having you there.
yeah, thank you. I don't recognize any of these folks, but I think that's Stylin right there,
Yes, it
and
is.
Todd and
And
Antoine
Todd.
and yourself, Jack. I don't know who this is either. Who's
Oh, you're throwing names
people
at me.
come and go.
This
Yeah, it's
isn't
okay.
fair.
It's not a quiz. It's not a quiz. What's this?
That is TNT Jackson, the series. Millie Milan, Rudy Ray Moore is listed there, but that was done with extra footage
Yeah.
that Todd had from another movie. And they put him on TV in this as the preacher, the Sunday morning preacher. And we did the series. We had a good friend out in California who got the rights to the character TNT Jackson. It was an old 60s, they called it black exploitation then. And he got the rights to the character and he wrote the pilot and asked Todd to make a TV series out of it. And he did, and I played uh, big part in the producing, the location. Uh, I think that was one of the first ones we filmed at the aircraft school that I worked at.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
And you
but
were
I
in it as
played,
well. Yeah.
yes, I played the mob boss, and I'm in a couple episodes, the Italian mob boss, but it was my part is supposed to be larger should we ever get to do the second series.
It
So,
happened. It
you know,
happens. It's happened to all of us at some point.
yeah,
Speaking of
well, I
that,
was gonna say I know they were looking at Netflix and
oh,
Google Prime or Prime, Amazon Prime. That's it.
well,
Wolf Moon.
tell me about Wolf Moon Rising, sir.
That was another one we filmed at the hangar. Of course, you were in on that one. I think that's your profile there, isn't it? Or
Yeah, yeah, that's what I look like. I got
well,
redder skin
that's
than that.
that's before you shave.
Yeah, that's before I say. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that was a good movie. I truly love your performance, and I mean, I can't say 100%, but pretty much everybody says you're the favorite character in this one just because I mean, you were my favorite character in it. I heard other people say it and I thought, yeah, it's just
I think it. I think it was.
you're and I remember I asked you about one of the lines that you said and you made it up
uh,
yourself.
It
Ah,
was. It was stolen from uh, on Golden Pond,
okay. Probably
but
said in a different way.
and you wouldn't expect that. But there's a line in On Golden Pond where he says, the Henry Fonda character, I ran lights and sound for it, so I had to watch it over and over and over. But he says, San Frantastic.
Yeah.
So I was looking for some kind of exclamation, and I just said, San Fran fucking tastic.
That's
And
hilarious.
we can cuss on here, right?
You can
It
do
is a
whatever you want on here.
podcast.
I
Yeah,
just clicked
okay,
not made
cool.
for children.
Okay, then let me enjoy my smoke. Okay, no. Um, so yeah, I came up with that. I kind of altered it, but I really enjoyed this when Todd gave me the direction. He said he's kind of like Dr. McCoy on Star Trek. Everything pisses him off, and I was like, I can go with that. You're typecasting this.
You did a great job, and I thought you were great comic relief. Everything you see this horrible monster transform, and he's scary as crap, and you say, "You certainly don't see that every day."
Yes.
That was so good.
Yeah, the one I liked that Todd wrote, he gave me all these great lines,
Yeah, yeah, but
but
you did them in a way that made them really
the
memorable.
the one I liked was that's just the icing on the shit cake.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, actually, I I don't think that's it, but it's acting like, oh no, here we go. What is
Oh,
this?
that was once again, I'm trying to think of the name of it. I'm in a radio station. That seems to be the genre that I get, or the
Hmm.
scenes that I get cast in. But this was a short film. I play a disc jockey in the radio studio, and it's on lockdown because the zombie apocalypse is happening outside. And
Wow.
I'm basically just one talking on the air to keep, my sanity,
Hmm.
and also to give people comfort that there's still hope. And then of course the zombies get in the building, and it's just me and an engineer and the station manager there. And she takes off, and then he follows her, and I'm left in the studio just talking by myself, end on end on end. And I mean, if you want some good monologues,
Oh
wow.
yeah. That's awesome. I got to tell you, it's and it's not a test. You have more history than other people, since you do have over 55 years of history doing this stuff, close to, almost 60 years. And I'm counting when you were four, which probably wasn't the same level of performance. But if somebody, I always said that, like my wife and I used to go to plays. We barely go to plays right now, but we used to
Oh,
go to six plays a year, eight plays a year. And I went to plays all the time. And then she's talking about where we sat when we watched a play. I don't remember where I sat. That was 25 plays ago. And like then I look like a fool. But the reality is, if I went to one play, I can remember every detail about that play. But I've gone to so many plays over the years, watching live performers like you, that I don't have that memory of each individual play. Kind of like you. If you've been in, I'm guessing you've been in 50 plays or more, maybe 100 plays. It's hard to remember each picture because you
there's
haven't been in one.
well, well, yeah. Well, there's Grandpa Vanderhoff from You Can't Take It With You. And I forget the actress's name, but she got drunk and passed out there on the settee, and I'm just throwing darts over her.
Oh, wow. Were you
Oh,
throwing
oh,
real darts?
yes.
Oh, oh my goodness.
I'm a pretty good dart
Well, as
player.
long as they stuck, you were okay. That's awesome. Was that
Yes,
in Independence?
yes, it was. And uh, that was Kiss Me Kate, and I'm on the far right there. I'm playing one of the gangsters that comes to
Where are you?
uh,
Am I there?
a yellow hat on the far right.
Oh
There
my
you go.
goodness. I'm gonna have to
There
move
you
the
go.
picture. It's gonna make it where it's just the middle of the picture.
Oh,
So,
that's fine.
so I got to try to get you in there. Okay, yellow hat. And this is which play again?
This is Kiss Me Kate.
Kiss Me, Kate.
Um, they're
Have
doing a
you
it's a
since you
Broadway play of The Taming of the Shrew, and the main actor and actress are in love, but they're having a spat, and myself there and the guy two people over from me, Dan, can't think of his last name. Yes, we were the two gangsters the lead got in a fix with the mob and owed them money. So we're coming to collect, and they wind up putting us in the show. And we do a little number called Brush Up Your Shakespeare. And it was a fun show.
That's
It,
awesome. And
it
have
was.
you I know you've like in Washington and Jacksonville as well as Germany and South Korea and then Independence in this area, have you worked with other people besides Independence, or is Independence this is my home?
I have. I've worked with Baron Redman on a
Oh,
few things. I've worked with what's the two brothers, Andrew and Sam
Toddy? Yeah.
Potty. Yes, I
Oh,
worked
I'm
with
talking about like
them.
in plays. Have you done plays other than Independence, or have you this is your
Um,
home?
I I well, yeah, Starlight when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I got RJ behind me here. He's
He he looks good.
dropping
He looks like the stadium.
he's dropping lines in my ear.
Oh no.
Uh,
RJ, give him a break. He's doing the best he can. All right, what do we got here?
this is the Wolf Moon Rising command center on the ship, which is in one of Todd's offices. He manages an office building up near Zona Rosa, and this was all made from like shipping crates from Walmart.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. Fan freaking tastic. Not
Yeah,
San
yeah,
Fran.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, I mean, on this picture, you can't see it, but like all this stuff, like, oh, right here, this is the packing bubbles with
Yes,
like that you pop that he spray painted silver. Um, and somewhere he has all these trays face down against the walls that he spray painted black. And it's like, wow, like he just does all this stuff. I don't know what this was. They were little
yeah,
plastic things.
yeah. Those were the shipping crates that
Oh,
I was
those were the
talking about.
shipping crates. Okay.
Yeah, they're like cardboard or
Yeah.
and they cushion whatever setting on them.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is a lot of cushioning material here and here then. Okay.
Right. We're we
Fantastic
are
though.
we are well insulated.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I just was amazed with like Todd Sheets is a creative genius.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
this is like one of the offices he rents out,
yeah.
and we just doctored it up. And then
Yeah.
everybody pretty much costumed themselves. So
Well, and this is Travis who was on the show, and this my buddy Marcus who was on the show, and then you here as well.
Doug
Um,
and Franzi
Doug,
and
Franzi,
Taylor.
and Rob.
Hmm.
Um, I think that is it on those. Well, now we're back to looking at each other.
Oh,
Um,
okay. In a staring contest.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
So you got started when you were 4, and I know you said, or well, you didn't say it, but I read about you. Your mom took you. You said you blame her. So tell me
Yeah.
why your mom took you and what happened.
To get away from me.
Excellent.
No, no, I was 4, and this was 1968, and she took me to acting lessons at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. It was a summer kids program they had, and I know I remember playing a part of a broomstick in Fantasia and The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Awesome.
And and then in school I got involved because I was a very good reader, and I upgraded to playing a blade of grass in
You're
a
very
play
talented.
in a
Yeah.
play yes in a play a play called The Garden Gate, and at least I didn't play the spotted elm disease or
Wow,
whatever
yeah, that
all.
would have been worse. The
Yeah, and
so
then I went on to do You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown from that, and I had lighter hair then and played Schroeder, so we moved up
yeah, you
gradually.
gradually moved up. Did you were you in the theater program in high school?
Yes,
Where
I
did you go to
was.
high school and tell me about that?
I went to Center High School
Okay.
and over 89th and Holmes in
Yeah,
KC.
just north of me.
Um, yeah, and I went there and I did junior high and high school, and we had a few people come out of there. Jeff East, who played Tom Sawyer in the Johnny Whitaker, Jodie Foster,
Oh, wow.
Tom Sawyer movie. He went to center for a while. Um, and then we had Jerry Rapp, who is still active here in KC in the film industry. But we grew up, we were like best friends from third grade to high school.
Wow. What's his name
And
again?
Jerry Rapp, and we we're still we're still in touch. I do a few things for him occasionally, film wise. Um, and we have a lot of fun when we get together because there's some reminiscing there, and
Yeah.
we both know each other's dark secrets, and from school days,
Yeah. Well,
and
it's nice to have people like that that knew you when you were a
yeah,
little kid, you know?
yeah. I mean, we knew each other from third grade on, so I love getting the chance to work with him.
What are you like? I mean, you did it whenever you were four, and then you did these other little plays. Your mom was kind of encouraging you, but at a certain point, you make the decision, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Did you make that decision? Like, do you remember it?
Yes, it was. There wasn't one thing. It's interesting. I did some little self-analysis, psychoanalysis on myself, and it was interesting. Growing up, I was, till I was about 6 or 7, I was the baby. I was the gifted child. I got all the attention. And then my mom remarried when I was 6, and he had 3 boys. So my mom had me and my sister, so I became the middle kid. And we all know the middle kid gets forgotten. So I had all this attention and then nothing.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
And I found that by performing on stage, I got attention again. And the better I got at it, the more attention I got.
Yeah,
So it was a little, like I said, psychoanalysis on myself.
that's good that you did that, though.
But I'm pretty sure that's what draws me probably to this day to the theater. Okay, except now I look at it more as a gift. I think, God gave me one thing to share with the world that I'm good at. And it's kind of like Todd says, he does it to give people a means of an escape. And that's me. I do it to entertain, to give them an escape and myself escape. I'd love to step in and take over somebody else's problems for a couple hours, whether it's running from werewolves or conjuring satanic beasts. And the funny thing, I was never really a big horror movie fan. I mean, I was okay with them. Uh, as a kid, I used to sit with my grandfather and watch the old Universal pictures, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula, all that stuff. But I never was really big on it. So whenever we're on set, Todd or some of the people in the background or on the crew will say, "Did you ever see this movie?" And I'm like, "No."
You know, it's so funny you say that. I watch some horror, like Underworld, Blade, like, and I like,
Mhm.
American Werewolf in London, like some of these
Right.
like classic, like common ones that people have watched. That's most of what I watched. And I watched Friday the 13th. After that, I didn't watch any of the rest of them. I
See,
watched, one.
yeah, and that's another thing. I watch the originals. I am not a sequel guy.
Yeah, me either.
Although I did hint to Todd about doing a Wolf Moon Rising sequel. I think that I told him to shoot it and run it for the credits, but I wanted to come back as one of the living dead, uh, like Travis and Taylor
Yeah, yeah.
did.
Like, where did
except
everybody go?
except I wanted to do him as Doc, like, well, isn't this the shit? You know?
That would have been great. No, he talked about doing like a prequel, but like sometimes people talk about it. Like he talks about a lot of stuff, so I don't know what he's going to settle on
Right.
because Todd has so many ideas. So
Yeah,
I don't know where he's going to settle or if when he's going to have time, but I actually
he's
think
a
it would be
genius.
cool. Yeah, he really is. And I think when he settles on it, it's going to be great, whatever it is. So I hope I'm a part of it. I want to be a
Yeah,
part of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But I have a blast. And like I said, I wasn't a big horror fan. I mean, I enjoyed them, but the more I'm involved, uh, the more I'm learning
yeah.
about them. I've got so many connections now in the horror film industry.
Hmm.
I'm just eating it up.
Yeah. You're
I'm a
excited.
big drama fan. Give me the film noir and things like that. I'm a bogey fan. I went through a big bogey phase.
Well, you as an actor, like, what was it like to shift over from theater to film? What was it like for you? Tell me about that.
I always quote Laurence Olivier. They asked him once which he liked better, film or stage, because he was very prolific at both. And his response was he referred to film as the bastard art.
Okay. All right.
And
Is
it's it is different in that you get to retake scenes. Um, However, I think you have to be a bit more solid because the film audience, I don't think, is as forgiving as a stage audience. The stage, if you make a mistake, you got to find your way out of it, uh, or hope someone on that stage saves you. Uh, it's that's the big difference that I feel as an actor.
and then I guess I'll ask the question you said he answered, though you may have answered it by quoting someone else. Which one do you like better? Or do you
Uh,
have a preference?
I as a person, I like the stage because it's an instant response, right? The audience is there. You drop a funny line, instantly you got the laugh. On film, you don't know until you see an audience sitting in front of it how they're going to react to what you did. So you have to wait for it. One, it lasts longer. I like that aspect. Uh, and you get a much larger audience, but you have to wait for, you don't know what you're getting until it's finished.
Yeah.
So, as a performer, I prefer the film. As a person, I prefer the stage
So as a
because
person, you enjoy the instant feedback, but as a performer, you have something that is on film for
it's on
months,
film,
years, people are
and
watching.
I can do retakes and perfect it.
Gotcha. That's good.
Whereas on stage, you got one shot at it with each audience, and
Yeah.
that's it.
What what advice would you give to someone who moves to Kansas City? Maybe they have a little experience, maybe not, and they say, I want to get into acting.
I would say one, find a community theater, get involved, and that's anything from moving sets, taking, the old saying, there is no small part, only small actors. Well, I'm 5'4", and that's kind of small. Uh, anyway, seriously, get get in with a good theater group, and see where the people are going. What type of shows are they doing? And then I would get involved with the Independent Film Commission. Uh, I mean, the IFC, they do meetings down at I think it's the Westport Coffee House. At least that's where it used to be.
The Bird Comedy Theater, the third Wednesday, 7 o'clock.
There we go. Okay, that's
Yeah,
in Liberty.
they changed like I don't know, 7 years ago, 6 years ago. So
That's how long it's
I could
been.
be wrong. I could be wrong. Could be more recent. I talked to the guy, one of the owners, Bobby Miller Jr., and he talked about they came to him and asked him about it, and he said yes, and like he talked about it on the show even. So yeah.
Right, right. But I would show up there and find a
Oh yeah.
film crew to latch on with. Also, they do. I know they have a 24-hour film contest,
Yeah.
and that is a quick way to get in on a cast, because all the teams are looking for somebody right then.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
actually the well, this will be your easiest IMBD you've ever gotten. Will be this as a talk show. But the easiest IMBD that I viewed like I've ever gotten, I was on an IFCKC team,
mhm.
and it was 8 a.m. They gave you the three components that you had to do, and we were all there at 8:15 or something waiting, and they called and they gave you like it's going to be one of these 40 items. So you at least knew like to be ready. So they have
Right,
all 40 items, a pillow, a wrench, a fire extinguisher, whatever. Uh, and they say which one it's going to be. And they say you have to say this line. And there was one other thing. Oh, there's three components. That's all I can think
right.
of.
There
Someone
was
has to forget.
a prop
Yeah,
you had to have
yeah.
in
Okay.
there or
Like you have to
something.
say this line. You have to have a book, and someone has to say, I forgot something or whatever. And you do this. And we show up. We work there for, I don't know, 8 o'clock to noon or one. And then the guy goes and edits it.
And
It's Blue
I think
Fireflies.
they put a run time on it too, I
Yeah, yeah.
believe.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like it has to be emailed in by 5 o'clock, has to be 6 minutes or less, I think were the rules. I've done two of these things, not just like that, different version. I did the one where they say, okay, there's we have four scripts and we have 20 directors. So each director gets a script and you have to film this, and then you see the different versions. And I loved it. One, all black actors. One, like, made it funny. One makes it more country,
Right,
whatever. Like,
right.
are they all different? I
I did
loved it. It was
I did it
wonderful.
once, and we did a comedy, but we wound up shooting at a swimming pool at this mansion over near Ward Parkway and the plaza. And I don't even know if the people knew whose house it was. They may have
Wow.
just been someone on vacation, and we
Wow.
just went and shot a movie in their backyard, you know.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It,
I love it. I think IFC KC is great. I'm gone all the time, so I can never go to the meetings. Um,
yes, and
Probably
that's
going to
me.
get the next few months, I'm going to be able to go to some of the meetings. But I think
Because
it's
I'm
Independent Film
doing,
Coalition, Kansas City. I always think it means international, but it's independent. And they have those meetings every
yes,
month. They have other activities. They do 1 minute films. They do 48-hour films. They
yes.
do those 10-hour things. I mean, they do so much
Mhm.
stuff. If you want to get involved, you can get involved.
Sorry,
You're good. You're good.
sorry. RJ can't answer his phone.
Oh no. Okay. Hey, tell me, where can we see your work?
Well, lately it's been on stage. Right now, Wolf Moon Rising is making its, I think, the European circuit now. I'm waiting for that to come back out on video or come out on video. Um, I just did, I'm commuting right now. You talk about being on the road a lot.
Yeah.
I'm teaching out at Kansas State in Salina, Kansas, and living back in Kansas City on the weekends, and that's about a 3 hour drive.
Ugh.
So, I do that about every weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm home for the summer now, so I
Yes.
already got drafted to run lights and sound for Guys and Dolls over at City Theater of Independence. And I was looking at it coincidentally, uh, I just did 12 Angry Men out at Salina's Community Theater, and that got received really, really well.
That's awesome.
And I was looking at, everybody's asking me what show I'm going to do next out there.
That's awesome. You
And
directed it or you starred in it or what
no,
did you?
I was in it. I played the big racist juror that everybody hated. And that's always a great thing when the audience comes up afterwards and says, and
I bet you did a
you're
good
like,
job.
good, good.
Um,
You're supposed to.
Hey, I'm going to derail it with my next question. You've lived in Kansas City, you moved away, you've been back for 20, 30 years now. Um, if somebody was coming to town, let's say you have an old buddy from the Marines and he says, I want to come in and I want to eat the best barbecue in Kansas City. I can go anywhere, Kansas, Missouri, KC North, whatever. Where are you taking the person?
Oh, goodness. Um, well, it's a little place over by LC's barbecue
Okay.
on 350, but it's called Big T's.
Yes, I know where that is. I've been there recently.
And I love their their ribs. They just kind of fall off the bone.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they were wonderful as well. I went there. Tamon Jones, grandpa, opened that place up, I believe is what he
I
said, from Mississippi. And now his cousin is Tim, who is Big T. That's
I
who
like
runs it.
that. And there's one out here in Independence on 24 Highway called Little Barbecue Joint.
Yes, I've heard of it as well.
And well, they just opened their stage up. They have an outdoor stage also. And I guess last weekend, I think they did their first concert out there
That's
since
very cool.
reopening it. It'd been closed for a year or two,
Hey,
but
that's awesome.
decent place.
Hey, what have you done that you're most proud of? And I'm talking about films. What have you done?
Well, I did like that little short that I did with Todd the playing chess one. I really liked that one. I've trying to think. If I was to pick one, um, I would have to go with I like Final Caller also.
That's
Um,
good. You did a good performance in that one.
that
Um,
was that was a good one.
um, what is like, how do you put emotions into lines? How do you play like you love somebody? I know you're not a racist guy. Like, how do you like find it?
Wow. I usually find something to draw from in experience. Um, I had some people in my past, family wise, that uh, weren't so like when I played the races. Um, there are some that did, as a little kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, would sit there and prompt you to tell all these racist jokes and stuff. And then as you get older, you're like, that's wrong. That is so wrong. And picking up the things that they said. And so it was kind of painful actually going back. And the sad thing is that there are still, you know, people out there doing that. I'm like,
Yeah. I think now this is me being naive. I think fewer people are racist, sexist, homophobes, whatever. Like, I think as time goes on, I think it lessens, but there are definitely still people out there who feel those things. But like from my perspective, this is me, small town versus city kind of stuff. I've lived in both.
mm,
Small
right,
towns, people worry more about what people are doing, and in cities, people worry more about themselves. Like, I don't care who's dating who.
right,
I could care less. Like, it is not even a discussion point. Unless you meet two people, then they say they're dating, and you're like, oh, I didn't know they were dating. Like, that's it, not anything else. And
right, right.
I just think like cities, it's less important, like a lot of those things. And, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but if I felt whenever I was like 15, all those things were more in your face, making fun of different people for different things. And I didn't know any better. I thought everything I ever heard was true. And then you get older and you think, why? I
Yeah,
don't really believe this. Yeah.
yeah. And I got a lot of the um, I care about other people, and sometimes that's to a fault. Um, more psychoanalysis here
Yeah. That's good. This is
is
the time
that
to do it. I'm your therapist.
there you go. Yeah, I'm going to lay down on the couch here. They sometimes I care what others think to a fault. Um, and I always get people telling me, "Who gives a damn what they think?" And I'm like, I do.
Billy down the street said I
I
don't mow my
care,
lawn
damn it.
enough.
I care. And I don't think I should have to apologize for giving a damn about the next person.
No, I think it's good. And the thing is,
Excuse me.
like over time, like I said, when I was younger, I didn't know anything.
Right.
And I was afraid of anybody who was different or said different things that I disagreed. Like, it's like when you're a kid, you just kind of like, not necessarily my parents, but peers say things. And so I believe they're true. And then
Right.
as I get older, I think, well, they're not really true. And in fact, actually, you hurt people by saying that. It's like you kind of develop empathy or whatever. And then,
Right. Right.
uh, but I don't think you have it when you're 9.
No, no, you don't. You're learning
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and
So, I mean,
sometimes,
that's good.
sometimes in a bad way. you
So
know.
you put emotions into line by looking at past things and remembering those past things. Like if you were going to do something where you cried, are you going to remember painful things that have happened to you, or are you going to put yourself in that person's shoes and draw the pain you think they would have?
I think if I can relate it to something in the past,
Yeah.
I would, but if not, then I have to put myself in that situation, you know. Um, and that goes to the I'm not a method actor of any sort, but not that that's a bad thing. Whatever motivates you to do your part is fine with me. But everybody's heard the Olivier and Dustin Hoffman story with the try acting.
Yeah, where he's stays up all night, so he'll be tired and look like he stayed up all night.
Right.
Yeah,
Olivier just says, "Why don't you try acting?"
yeah, that's great. No, and I have met people. There's someone I talked to on the show, and they said once I get on set or in plays, and I'm in rehearsal, like I've got my lines memorized, I am that person. And if someone has to say something on how I do something, they need to talk to that person. They don't want to talk to the actor. They need to talk to that person, tell them what they want and whatever. Just different than I think. Because I can go from joking around and then just kind of, I need a few seconds, but I don't like have to walk around and act like that character. But some people do, and they're probably better actors than me, so I can't make fun of it, but it's not what I do, not what
Yeah,
you do.
I forget what film it was, but uh, I got a lot of this forgetting going on. That's what happens when you get old. Don't get old.
That's your best advice of the day. Yeah.
People do not get old. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Everyone said getting old was going to be
But
wonderful.
but Christian Slater was in this gangster film, and I forget the actor that he was a method actor, and he just would not get out of character, and it was driving Slater nuts, and he ended up breaking his nose.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big thing at the time
Wow.
on the
He just
set.
got because the guy played like he was that person,
Yeah,
responded like, and they
but
just started.
he would not, whoever it was, would not get out of character. And
Wow.
in between scenes, I guess he was pestering and he
Just kept harassing. Hey,
turned around and
what's the hardest and the easiest part of acting in general? Hardest and easiest.
hardest is the first line. And um, the easiest for me is, I say the first line because that's on stage. I don't know anybody that won't agree with this, but I am nervous and everything, even with all the years, when I walk out on that stage until I get the first line out. Once I get the first line out or the first response from the audience, then I'm like, okay, they're mine now. And then it's smooth sailing. So that getting over that jitters is just, it's one of those things where you just say, just do it. Nike, you know. Um, the easiest for me, everybody says, what's the old saying? Uh, Dying's easy, comedy's hard. And I'm kind of the opposite. It's just comedy is just there. It's a timing thing. Uh, my high school drama teacher told me once. He said, "Jack, if you ever learn timing, you're going to be okay." And I don't know if I ever did or
Sounds like you did. Hey, is there
not.
anything you thought I was going to ask you about that I did not ask you about? Like you thought, hey, I want to make sure I talk about this.
My love life, but I didn't want to talk about it. I thought
You
that,
thought I was going to ask you about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Um, I'm thinking of more
And
questions. Go ahead, go ahead.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but on my Facebook page, I I just posted that I am in a relationship with the degree deodorant girl in the ads, uh,
Excellent.
and that she doesn't know it yet.
She'll figure it out. She'll figure it out. When you when you look back on the acting that you've done, is there anything that you said, I wish I would have made a different choice?
Wow, that's a good one. Um, no,
Okay. That's good. That's good.
no. There are roles I could have done differently, and a role is, and that's what makes it good when they do the remakes or the uh, different productions. How many times has Chicago been done on Broadway and all that? But it's the different cast. It's to be original, to be different. There are many takes on each role.
Mm,
How do I want to play it? How does the director want it to be
mm,
played?
sure.
Uh, there are just a myriad of ways to go with a part, and it's settling on one and then perfecting that.
Yes, sir. What's your next project you're going to be in?
I don't know. I know Todd is working on a movie called The Ballad of Marshall Stack, and he's talking about. He said he's got the villain of all villains for me to play.
That's awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that challenge. Um, as far as stage, and I was going to mention this earlier, it's a coincidence, but the next show out in Salina is Guys and Dolls also. And I did that 40 years ago. I played Benny South Street. And it was interesting. A couple of years ago, I did Arsenic and Old Lace and played Dr. Einstein, the Peter Lorre character. And I had done that role 42 years before,
Wow.
playing the same role 42 years apart.
That is awesome,
Uh,
actually. That is beautiful. I
it,
wish they would have filmed both and you could watch
it
both
was, yeah,
performances.
it was like little lines would come back to you, and they weren't the ones you think you'd remember.
That's awesome,
Uh,
though. That's a
but
beautiful
then,
story. I'm
so
glad.
then the Benny South Street, I was I wanted to audition for it out in Salina, but they're auditioning in June, and I don't go back out there till August. Um, so I'm on my summer hiatus. But as soon as I get back, they are doing uh, Misery, Stephen King's Misery.
Yes, yes.
So I'm eyeballing that one for auditions.
Yeah, to be the guy in the bed getting his
Yeah,
ankles broken. Yeah. Oh, that
right,
would be awesome.
right.
Awesome.
I was like, I
Um,
think I could do that.
yeah. Hey, what are your thoughts of the day or your words of wisdom before we head off here?
Can I say that?
You
Yeah.
say whatever you want.
Don't take any wooden foreskins. No. Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
It's okay. Not made for kids. I'll mark not made for kids. All good. All good.
No. Just be kind. Be kind to each other. Put your neighbors first. Uh, put your neighbor first. The person next to you. Uh, and sometimes, uh, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. Um, that's my mom's words of wisdom to me when I went in the Marines, which is funny. She told me, she said I was only going in the Marines because I was entering my John Wayne phase. Uh, Same reason I went into teaching was because I have a captive audience and they can't walk out on me. Uh, But she did tell me, she said, Jack, if you ever lose your sense of humor, life will kill you.